the apocalypse comes, beat me.
Thank you. Slay! Oh. Are you going to do it or am I?
Once. Go ahead.
Girl.
I'm sorry. I don't listen to the show. I just watched the show and I've only seen 4 episodes. This is the last episode.
Expose her. In every generGAYtion,
a podcast is born.
Good job.
We are your slayers.
We are Slay Slams.
Your Slay Slams. I'm Chase.
And I'm Beyza.
And Beyza is a big Buffy stan.
So big.
big.
It's just so big. And you are becoming one.
I'm becoming one. I actually am. I can confirm. It's really starting to like seep into my bloodstream a little bit more on
the Buffy's
episode
in the blood.
3 and 4. Yeah.
The Buffy's in the blood.
But
That's
is
what my mom always said.
And yeah, welcome to HELLMOUTH HOMOS, where we are rewatching through Beyza's eyes and watching for the first time through mine.
Yeah.
And today's episode is episode 3.
The
Vivitch.
Which originally aired on March 17th, 1997. Such a good year. What a day. Where were you the day that this episode aired? Where were you?
I was marching the Capitol. I'm so sorry. Out of pocket.
A few years too
Sorry,
late.
It's January. Certain things are on my mind. Certain terrible things. No, I was marching down the aisles of Toys R Us, probably.
Yeah.
A month after my birthday.
Yeah.
In 97.
And you were
2.
Yeah, same as me.
I drove myself to the toy store.
Yeah, that's what happens. And we're driving up to Sunnydale High.
Sunnydale High for cheerleading
Sunnydale
tryouts.
High.
We're almost late.
We're almost late because we're getting a ride from Buff.
And yeah.
And she's always late.
She's always late.
But she's always late.
She's
and
late.
We open up the episode with Giles giving a little lecture like a daddy does.
Like a daddy does. And I'm really starting to get the vibe that like Giles kind of loves living above the Hellmouth. He like has like a little
fetish
thing for it.
Yeah,
he's like,
totally.
ooh, I kind of like this. He loves the
fetish.
drama. Yeah, he for sure does.
He loves the drama. I mean,
he's like, you mean I get to like explain all of this stuff to everyone?
Yeah.
He loves it.
I mean, that's his job as watchers. Like,
it is.
I think he really genuinely loves his job, which is really cute.
Oh my God. Who's paying him? The school?
We will, there's a whole lore.
No.
Yes. He's not the only watcher that exists in this
I
universe.
have never been more excited.
Well,
That makes me
buckle up.
see. That's the thing is like I don't really know how like the depth of the lore because right now I'm looking at the iceberg, but I don't know how deep the iceberg goes, which is a good analysis. I mean, a good analogy to kind of like that's how I'm like right now. I don't know anything that happens in the show, so like I'm just kind of like looking at it and I'm like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah,
I have no idea how deep it goes.
It goes deep. It goes deep in the depths. And speaking of excitement, we right out the gate we get my Slay the Runway, which is Buffy. In her little cheerleading...
the cheerleading outfit. Yes.
In her
tryout with her pom-pom. So cute. Her hair. So cute.
I love this picture so much. She just looks so fucking cute.
Yeah, for sure. It's giving cutesy girly.
It's too cutesy girly.
I know.
And I just love Buffy, cheerleader Buffy era. It's,
high femme.
Yeah, high femme. And I'm like really into it. And Giles is very anti-cheerleader, which... Giving misogyny.
I gotta say, I also love these kinds of character dynamics, like the Giles and the Buffy, where it's like Buffy's like, "Come on, I want to be a cheerleader," and he's like, "Buffy, come on," but they just kind of like love each other and like, but it gives me bad vibes in terms of one of them is going to die. Like they're just like that kind of character dynamic where I'm like, there's no way both of you guys get to live. Like one of you is gonna watch the other one die at some point. So that's my prediction.
Okay.
But I probably won't find out for 6 more seasons.
Yeah, you got some time, girl. And yeah, so moving on, we are at cheerleading tryouts. Oh, well, before that, Xander gives Buffy this ugly ass fucking necklace that says
Property of Xander or something.
Literally, probably.
Girl.
Literally, it's just like a
that boy.
What's that thing called? When you do it to a cow, like an animal. Branding?
Branding. Yeah. Branding.
Branding. And That's so Xander.
So Xander. I will say this episode, he actually kind of started to grow on me a little bit. Like I can start to see glimmers of like, oh, I see you're kind of cute.
He's the worst kind of himbo possible. Is
that
kind
is
of how
such a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's just like because he's a dumbass.
Yeah.
But when it's like misogynistic and weird and
he doesn't have like the
sexist,
wholesomeness to balance out the dumbness.
Yeah. Because otherwise it's like I want like
you
need to go.
Right.
Well, and 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 then so she's at tryouts and a girl named Amber spontaneously combusts.
I was living for the drama, the fire. I mean, just
living for the drama.
I was living for the drama. I wrote the fire, and then I also loved Buffy just running over to like wrap her up. It was giving mom. Well, she was like fully Mother Buffy holding this girl.
And even like in the early days of her adventure of becoming the Slayer, she's such a hero, just like as a person.
Yes.
Like not even just separate of being the Slayer. She's just a heroic person.
And she's very like emotionally intelligent.
Yeah.
Which I really appreciate, especially for like a character from
young girl.
Yeah, for a young girl, and then also for the show to be made in '97, and it's also honestly, it all comes down like, of course, there's like certain story things that happen that indicate emotional intelligence, but also the way SMG plays the character is just like mommy. It's like very like nurturing, very comfort. Like she's like she's trying to like I don't know. She's very emotionally intelligent.
That's why, I think. I mean, this is a kind of a tangent, but whenever people bring up a Buffy reboot, I'm just like, no. I mean, if it's a separate from Buffy, yes, but the only person, who can play Buffy is Sarah Michelle Gellar. Like, that is my controversial maybe opinion, but if there were ever to be some kind of reboot, it could not involve her. Unless
it's like a super queer kid that Buffy and Xander have called Bander. Maybe.
Let's not put that into the universe.
Don't let any exec hear
Let's
that.
Let's not do that. And so then they, the gang heads to the library and discuss what happened.
And Giles is living. Giles is literally like,
for the drama.
Ooh, remember, we're above the Hellmouth.
Yes. And we get my favorite line. We get a lot at the very beginning of this episode. It's just like a very juicy ep.
It is. They hit the ground running. It's like a long episode too. There's like a really a lot happens.
It's kind of like a long movie.
Yeah. It's not like, it's not like just like, oh, there's like something going down. There were like some surprising twists and turns.
No, I love this episode.
It's great.
A really great episode to revisit. And my favorite line from Buffy is, "Get down with your bad self."
Yes.
It's too cute. 290s.
Yeah. Oh, also when she says later on in the episode, she goes, "Concept."
Yes.
I forgot that we used to say that.
Yes.
I forgot that used to be in the lingo. I like have totally forgotten about that word until I heard her say concept.
I love like being reintroduced to the 90s because we were young in the 90s. Yeah. I mean, not totally cognizant, but we were there. Yeah,
and I also like, at least I was watching TV shows and movies as like a kid.
Yeah,
watching these people say things like concept. Like I just had that unlocked such a memory for me.
It's so good. Yeah, she always has
Let's bring it back.
Such good lines.
She's does. I know we love her.
But you know who doesn't show her love very well is Mama Joyce.
Oh.
When Buffy heads home, I really like this episode because it's very mom centric.
Yes.
And it really
mother.
Kind of like not that kind of mother. And it really like highlights different kinds of relationships with moms.
Yes.
And I mean, Buffy and Joyce's relationship this early on is very interesting to
I'm waiting
witness.
For her to find out. I like want more than anything for her to find out. That is all I want in this world, especially because her mom seems like kind of into that kind of stuff. And then also on top of that, like it's the teen wolf in me. I'm gotta tell you again, like it's just such a rewarding thing when moms find that kind of stuff out. Like I love that.
It gets better, Buffy.
It goes more.
It gets better. Come out. And yeah, so she's trying to open up to Joyce, and Joyce is very distracted.
Yeah.
And kind of puts Buffy through this like guilt trip of her past at like her old school in LA. And I'm like, Joyce, I mean, she's doing the best maybe she can.
Yeah.
But also, fuck you. Like, you're
yeah. Also, like maybe let's start with asking some questions. There's a lot of assuming. Yeah. You know, from mom.
You know what assuming does.
Hey.
And
if you don't, Google it on a private tab.
Oh my God. And then it's the next day, and I have I'm going
awful
all in.
Outfit.
Huh?
The awful outfit.
Yes.
The awful outfit.
Which one?
This black and white dress with the
Girl.
updo. She looks like the school counselor.
It's appalling.
So bad.
I think it's the worst one that we've seen so far.
100%.
Yeah.
I literally was like, what are you wearing? And I was
Yeah.
watching it with Molly. Shout out Molly. And like, we both were just like, she looks like a school counselor. Like, she just looks like it ages her so much.
Yeah. It would age anybody, and it's just ugly.
It's ugly.
Sorry,
It's
Buffy.
bad.
Even you couldn't pull that. And with the hair,
Do you
too.
have a picture of it?
I do.
Can I just look at it again just so I can feel something?
Too, it's just like... It's
And like the folders and binders in her arm. I'm like, what kind of like
I don't
senator,
know.
junior senator? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's what it's giving.
That's the young Republicans.
That is.
Sorry, Buffy, to say that about you. But yeah, she's not slaying.
No.
But we still love her.
But she has a slay later on.
Yeah, for sure. Wait, are we at your outfit yet? Oh, I know
No,
what
it's
yours
at
is.
the
I know what yours is.
You do?
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Do you wanna
it's
say it?
later.
Okay, later.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I know what it is.
Great.
Oh my God, I got so distracted by the clothes.
It's so bad.
So we're back at tryouts. They're like, you know what? This bitch's hands caught on fire, but the show must go on.
I mean, it really speaks to the culture and cheerleading.
The Sunnydale cheer team must be decided. And Amy, who we're introduced to, another student at Sunnydale High, is very intense and really wants to be on this cheerleading team.
Yeah.
And we learn from Willow that her mom is kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And very abusive and a bad parent, and kind of forces her to like, she wants to live through Amy.
Yeah.
Literally. And Amy's just not that great of a cheerleader.
No.
She kind of fucks up the gig.
Yeah. It's almost like she's trying out in a different person's skin. You know?
Wow.
Wow.
Concept.
Concept. Oh, we're bringing that back.
The way that we are never
gonna
going to stop saying that.
we should never watch this episode.
I know, this was a bad idea.
I have to say, this is also like when Willow is really starting to become a queen for me.
Yeah.
Like, she just is like, I'm like, she just like is saying things that like, she just calls a spade, and yet she's also like so supportive and like so sweet.
She's
I love
such a
her.
good person.
She's a good person. And she also is like, again, like it's just good casting because it comes across as so organic. I love that bitch. She's so cool.
Girl, she gets better. I mean, Willow is one of my favorite characters in Buffy. You will find out why. And I think her growth throughout this show, I mean, all the growth, the character development is obviously what makes the show so good, but I love her story. Yeah. And so yeah, Willow's like, spilling the tea as she does. And while Amy is changing, Cordelia tries to intimidate her and threaten her. Typical Cordy.
Cordelia is like wild in this episode. She is so fucking.
She's queenie.
I love her.
Yeah,
I love her. She is
I
just
love her
like
so much.
She is like why you. I don't know. She's one of those characters that it's like it's impossible not to like be like Slay.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And the acting is, and maybe the writing, but I think a lot of the acting is like just goes to show how like you can make a likable bully and like a likable antagonist.
Yep.
But yeah, so Amy is very crushed when she realizes that she made third alternate, or like a very bad
alternate.
like bad. And we see that later in the afternoon, an unknown person is using Barbie dolls dressed as cheerleaders, and doing like a little ritual moment.
It is so Goosebumps. This episode specifically is like so Goosebumps.
But like the way it looks.
Yes. No, it literally looks like everything
really
from like
does.
the production design itself, like the set dressing.
I thought the same thing.
To the way it's filmed and just like the crossfading. It's just like so Goosebumps.
Yeah,
like where you just see like a little monster going like
really
doing something
it
and then it cuts back.
It could definitely be pulled from a Goosebumps episode.
It literally feels like adult Goosebumps.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like Cordy's the next victim. Cordy. You gotta keep your mouth shut, girl. Keep your eyes open and your mouth shut. And we move on to the next morning. And Buffy and her mom are like in a little tiff. You can see the tension in this episode between them a little bit. And I like how it mirrors what's going on with Amy and her mom.
Yeah.
And just like teen girls with their moms.
Her mom, who's a total babe.
Which one?
Amy's mom.
Okay.
She's just like a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Like
sure.
just like stunning.
Yeah.
That's all.
She gives what's the princess, or not the princess, the Snow White, Maleficent? Is that her?
Angelina Jolie?
Yeah.
Is
but
that
like the cartoon version. She looks like the cartoon to me.
I love that. I
Yeah.
thought you were going to say she also kind of gives that person who played. Did you ever watch Once Upon a Time?
Once Upon a Time.
You did?
No.
You didn't?
The TV show?
Yeah.
No.
It's probably for the best.
Here
It's
and there.
wild.
Yeah.
But anyway, she kind of looks like the evil mayor. Like just like that hot evil woman vibe.
My type.
Period.
And so we're at school and Buffy.
Sunnydale, hi.
Hi, Buffy. I think is this your look? This pink.
This is
pants?
not like my favorite look, but it's
okay,
cute.
I'm shocked.
She's cute. Oh no, my favorite look is at like the very end of the episode.
Oh. I love, this was also going to be a contender, but I just love how bright and shiny she looks in this outfit.
Yeah, 100%.
At school.
Yeah. Also Cordelia.
And
I'm
Cordelia,
sorry.
yeah.
She's like, is that even her locker? Cordelia's just like walking around. It's so good.
It's so good. And there's a lot happening here. Xander is trying to like continue to pursue Buffy at this time, and like Buffy's like, why the fuck is Cordelia being so weird? And is very distracted by her.
Yep.
And there's a lot going on.
Yep.
A lot going on here. And it just keeps going when Cordelia
It was funny until she got behind the wheel. Then I was like, oh, it's not funny anymore.
Did you take driver's ed?
Not in school. No, it was outside of school.
I forgot. I mean, I don't have a driver's license. Clearly my driver's ed did not go well. I passed it, but I just didn't pass the driving test.
And you just tried once.
Yeah, and then I was too traumatized to ever go back because she was. What
Was she
is
mean?
with DMV people being so fucking mean?
I know, especially to kids. It's like,
Yes,
I mean,
bitch,
we're just
I'm
trying our fucking
16.
best. I know. And it's like, they're so condescending and like, so just like heartless. And girl, I'm sure you're not getting paid enough, and whatever. But like,
Yeah.
it's like, do you understand? Like a 16-year-old is trying their best.
But
by,
also,
like usually.
it would be in everyone's best interest to just be nice to people.
100%.
And it would make everyone's lives easier.
100%.
I mean, and this driver's ed guy with Cordelia is a fucking asshole too. And she's that is literally how I drove, and like the way that she just could not fucking see and
Just
was
through a
driving around.
fence.
But I forgot that
we're
kids
in the
were
car. That's what I'm saying. It was like so funny until it wasn't. And I was like, oh, it's not as funny anymore.
But like in my driver's ed class, there would be like a person.
No way.
Yes.
Did your
bitch.
driver's ed person have like an extra steering wheel? You know how some cars have 2 steering wheels?
I don't remember, but it would be like me driving, the instructor, and then just another student.
That is wild. That
Which-
kind of a cool thing that your school did that. I mean, wait, let me specify. Not cool that they put another kid in the car with you, but I mean, it's kind of cool. Like, I took lifeguarding class, which was cool, like during school hours, but I would have loved to take driver's ed during school hours. I had to take that shit on like Saturday mornings.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, it didn't go well. And it didn't go well for Cordy either. When Cordy, she like stumbles into the street and almost gets hit by a fucking bus.
Okay, I need to say something.
Say it. And you should say it.
Thank you. I notice there also seems to be like elements that Tina Fey took from Buffy for Mean Girls.
Oh.
Not only in terms of like, obviously Cordelia almost getting hit by a truck, but like, first of all, that truck was so unbothered. Me and Molly were laughing so hard because it like showed no signs of slowing down.
No.
It wasn't like it was a train. That guy just was like, I'm not going to slow down even though there's a girl in the middle of the street. But no, there's
Do you
just
think
a
it's
lot of
giving Regina
vibes.
George?
Yeah, but outside of that, I have to start writing it down because there's like just vibes. There's like little things where like the way that people talk and the way that, I don't know.
I mean, it's probably what, like Mean Girls came out in like 2003 maybe?
It just,
4?
I just feel like, I mean, if you ask Tina Fey if she watched Buffy, the answer is probably yes.
Totally.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, Buffy definitely would have been maybe over by the time Mean Girls even came out.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it was there. Of course, Buffy saves the day.
Concept.
And I was like, it was kind of hot when she did that.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh,
Taco
that.
Box. Yep.
And Cordy's eyes are like white out, like
Which was
kind of scary.
and it was kind of a good effect.
Yeah. It
Could've
wasn't
been-
bad.
Yeah, it was better than the little effect that we'll talk about at the end.
Oh no, I forgot.
The eyes in the trophy.
Oh my God.
Just copy and paste kid pics
That's the fact. What do you mean? That's the best one. Anyway, yeah, Buffy comes in at the nick of time, being a little hero again. Like she's really serving this episode. Yeah. And then they go back, and according to Giles, they try to figure out what's going on, and he suggests witchcraft.
Yeah.
Witchcraft. So they get very suspicious of Amy.
Yeah.
Because it seems like the cheerleaders are being picked off one by one.
2 by 2.
Kind of suspicious.
Yeah.
A little weird.
Yep.
And then we get to see Amy go home to her house and interact with her mom. And it seems like the tables are turned a little bit.
Yeah, it's like she's like gaslighting the shit out of her mom.
Yeah, and like, do my homework, bitch. I'm like, damn. But things aren't always as they seem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was going to start singing the Wizards of Waverly Place theme song,
Please
but
don't.
Were you Wizards of Waverly Place girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I was a Selena
Alex
girl.
Russo was a babe.
Huh?
Selena Gomez in that show. Like as a kid, she was like
I was
such
a Selena
babe.
girl.
I
was a big Selena and Demi stan.
I was a Selena, Demi, and Miley stan.
Whoa.
And it was hard. It was tricky. It was not easy.
I was Selena, Demi, and then I kind of grew out of it, and then I was like Miley, but then I was like, no one. And then I was like Buffy.
Okay, great. I love that. Anyway. And I also get it. I laugh because I understand.
No, I was just like, there's too much drama, too much interpersonal relationship drama that
you got too weird.
Of people I don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think this is probably your favorite part of the episode is the next morning when Buffy's a little manic. She's
that is literally me
macho man.
That is so me cute. When the sun is out during winter. Anytime the sun comes out, I'm like, yeah. Definitely not today.
Yeah, right.
You can see it in my eyes.
Right. The dead in your eyes.
Yeah. Oh, God. The sun is out, and I'm literally like, macho man. And I literally, the second she went to cheer, I was like, oh, she's going to throw someone against the wall.
And that she did. It was kind of sick.
I loved it so much. And then it's like funny because it was funny because that's not how I act when I'm drunk, but like that was it. Then we found out like the insinuation was that it's as if she had a lot to drink.
Yeah.
Which is funny, but like to me, it didn't really read as drunk. It just read as like, give me whatever she's having.
Kind of. It's like they called it the Bloodstone Vengeance spell. I think that's what it's called.
Okay.
And it basically just destroys your immune system, which alcohol tends to do.
It tends to do. And I will say, sorry, I have a fuzz. Yeah, and I will say, like, yeah, I guess if I'm like blacked out at a club, I'm like that.
Right.
Slam.
Right.
Yeah,
and and Buffy's faded fast. Okay, she was here. She was up here,
it.
and now she's down here.
And okay, I have to say, one of my favorite moments from the whole episode, aside from her throwing someone against the wall, was her calling Xander one of the girls.
Slay.
It was so satisfying on so many levels. Like it's like it's just fun to watch Xander be put in his place.
Yeah.
On another level, like as like a non-binary person, I was like something about it was so euphoric.
I'm like, oh, I'm seen.
I know. And I also just like loved. I loved that dynamic, and I loved like understanding that Buffy just looks at Xander as one of the girls. I love that.
Yeah.
And I love how she literally
mad,
said
and I'm
it.
like, fuck you.
Yeah. And I love how she literally said one of the girls. I don't know. Again, just coming from 97, I wouldn't expect that moment, or I would expect to be done a different way. Like maybe like in the 90s, it'd be more like, oh, well, he's friend zoned. But it's like, no, she literally is just like, yeah, you're one of the girls. I'm like, slay.
I know.
Yeah. So
it's very woman empowerment moment.
It was.
Yeah. I live.
Which I always am also surprised by. I can't just keep saying it's because it's in the 90s. It's also surprised because of who wrote it.
Who wrote it. Yeah. Weenie. Goodness. Yeah. I mean, fucking Xander. And he wants to be the hero, but he's really good at just not doing anything.
He's really good at not being the hero.
Right. Interesting. But you know who is hero? Giles. Giles is daddy.
Daddy.
Giles steps up to the plate.
Yeah.
And all the Scoobies find out that the only way to cure her is to break the spell and get the witch's book. And so Buffy and Giles go to confront Amy's mom. I forget her name.
Amy's mom.
Katie? I don't know.
Kitty cat.
Kitty cat. And they go to Kitty Cat's house, and they find out that, okay, this woman, girl, I don't have the best relationship with my mom, but girl, like,
I literally wrote, this is surprisingly so fucking dark.
it's dark.
It's so dark.
Yeah,
she
it's sad.
steals her daughter's life. Like,
Yeah.
it is so wild to
relive
me.
her life that she already fucking had.
Like, she already had it. And
Yeah.
like, it's like, I thought
It's
she was
sad.
like, yeah. And I thought there was like some like superficial level of magic to like make that kind of stuff happen.
Yeah.
But to fully take over your daughter's body and then keep her locked away, trapped in your old body, just like subdued in the house, like that is so bad, you guys. That is so scary.
It's really, it's one
That's
of
when
the
I was like, this
darker-
isn't Goosebumps anymore.
There's no goosebumps. It's one of the darker episodes of the season, I think.
No, but even the next one, because I did watch the next one, but we're not covering it, so I will say the praying mantis one.
Yeah.
She like lays eggs onto these teenage
fucked
boys.
up.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, it's, again, we're not watching Goosebumps. It's like Goosebumps until like there's like darkness. And I'm like, okay, this is like really intense.
Yeah, it's very intense. And I mean, the actress who plays the mom really was good in
She
this
was
role.
great.
Yeah, she
Great
really.
actor.
I felt very bad for this woman.
I did. I really did.
Yeah, and the only way to realize, so they realize that Amy is stuck in this woman's body. And again, I have to say, I love this episode so much because, again, it just shows how much of a hero Buffy is and like how much she's willing to do for other people who she doesn't even really know.
Yeah.
And it just shows her kindness as a person.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know. She's just,
She's a good person. She's just a good person.
Oh, damn, that's a good ass bitch.
Yeah.
That's a good ass bitch.
That's a pure ass bitch.
Yeah, I mean, that's why she's a slayer.
Can only good people be slayers?
Huh?
Can only good people be slayers? Like, what if like they choose, like, what if like a slayer is born and they're like kind of a shitty person?
Wait till season 3.
I love it when you tease me, Beyza. I love the Buffy tease.
Yeah, come on. So Giles finds... Come on, Giles. Giles finds the witch's book.
The recipe book.
Right, recipes. And takes Amy and Buffy back to school to break the spells. But Buffy is going. She can like barely walk.
It's actually kind of scary and sad.
Scary sad.
Scary sad.
Yeah, her immune system is shot. And Amy's mom is cheerleading at the basketball game when she starts getting visions of what Giles is up to. Typical witch.
Typical witch shit.
Typical witchy witch. And then I have a little note that I love when it's very small, but I love when Giles takes off his jacket and like lays
makes
Buffy
a pillow for Buffy. I know.
It's a very little detail, but like it's
giving dad.
It's giving dad, and it just kind of like opens up this relationship in a really nice way, and I love him.
I love this show.
Yeah.
Like I the hyperfixation hasn't set yet because that takes a while to set in for me for anything unless it's like a rare exception. But like my Willow hyperfixation
that came in quick.
No, but it didn't.
But
because
Willow and Buffy, like Willow the show, the TV show, not Willow the character.
Sorry, Willow the TV show, which you should stream because I need that renewed. Continue.
Right, is very similar. Like there are, especially like after episode 4 in Willow, I think it really like starts.
That's when my hyperfixation took in, by the way.
Well,
so I know the Buffy shit is coming, and I cannot wait to report back on this podcast and let everyone know what it did. Because I'm always very aware of when it starts. Like Stranger Things, I watched Stranger Things because I had to at first. It was like for work, and then I kept watching it kind of as a joke. I was like, I'll just see like what happens, and then there was like one moment where I'm like, ooh,
yeah,
I feel it really just kind of taking over my brain, like a fungal infection. Sorry, Last of Us.
That's for the main episode, okay? I cannot.
Sorry, lays the pillow down for Buffy.
Yes,
I just wanted to watch you squirm. I wanted to derail you.
Squirm like a worm. So Giles makes a little Buffy pillow, and Xander and Willow are, of course, unable to stop Amy's mom from.
But they do their best, and they're very
try.
sweet. Yeah,
they do try. And in the nick of time, Giles is able to break the spell, and Amy and her mom switch bodies again. Buffy feels good enough to fight, and
Giles is knocked out,
Giles-
which Molly says
this
that we
is a
should.
theme.
That's what. Okay, so Molly said that we need to start keeping like a tally.
Giles count.
A Giles count. A
Okay,
knockout
so
count.
I think
One.
this is the first
Yeah,
one.
this is the first time we've
seen so far. Okay, well, yeah, and
This is episode 3, right?
Yes, this
Yeah,
is
first
episode
time.
3. So I think this is the first time we will keep a count, even if it happens in an episode we don't cover. We will make a note.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that tally's up there in the hundies. Yeah, so Willow and Xander and Giles, they try, but they're not Slayer.
No, we get a nice
Buffy-
shining moment with the witch axing her way into the room.
Yes. And yeah, Buffy wins this battle, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Obviously.
And Catherine just vanishes. And I love at the after she vanishes and Xander and Willow just like rush in and they're like, what can I do? Like, what can I? And then Willow's like, where is she? And with her little baseball bat. It's so good.
It's super cute.
It's super cute.
Yep.
Yeah. Willow, I'm like, girl, what are you gonna do with that baseball bat? And we get to the next day and Amy and Buffy.
Buffy, by the way,
Yeah.
this is my slay the runway.
What's your slay?
She's wearing the brown and black dress, and she has that cute little side part.
Oh, I have to look at a picture.
Yeah, I should have. Honestly, I should have. Well, my phone's up there, but I'll show you a picture.
Yeah.
It's just cute. It's cute. It's a little brown moment dress. And it just has a nice color
Buffy
and the little
and brown.
side part. Buffy and brown and Buffy with the side part. It's like
Yeah.
a cute little 90s side part.
I think brown's her color.
I kind of think so too.
Yeah.
Which is, not
I mean,
brown.
everything's her color.
Well, what about
Oh my
me?
God.
I'm wearing brown. Tan,
which
brown.
reminds us we do have to cosplay as Buffy and Giles.
And Giles. That's for sure happening.
Yeah.
We confirmed.
We have to and then Molly will come in as Willow at some point. But
I love this idea so much.
Xander?
Oof.
That's just
This is an
mean.
AU. Xander's not around.
Maybe your dog.
Ahsoka can be Xander.
Yeah, she'll take the bullet. So Amy and Buffy are talking in school, and they're like, "What?" And Amy's like, "What the fuck happened to my mom? Where the fuck did she go?" I mean, she doesn't really care. She's like with her. She's like, "Yeah, I'm hanging out with my dad. I'm eating cookies. Like I'm being a kid, which is nice."
Yeah, she's some little brownies.
Yeah, and Catherine is her mom's name. Catherine the Great. That's what it is. And they pass by her trophy in the little trophy cabinet.
Yeah, trophy cabinet.
Trophy cabinet. And take a little look-see, and there's her mom's trophy. And they wonder, where she ended up. And as they walk away, the trophy's face reveals some peeking eyes.
It is so Goosebumps. Again, it is like quintessential Goosebumps. And then it's like, it sounds like she's like trying to get out. It sounds like she's trapped.
She's like mumbling.
But I gotta say, did I say this yet?
What?
I want there to be like an episode where all hell breaks loose and every monster that was defeated comes back and there's like an army of everyone they've already defeated.
Right,
I want a
right.
witch. I want a praying mantis. I want a vampire. Like I want everyone.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
tune in next week and find out. Any other wrapping up thoughts for the Vivitch?
No, my last note was the eyes in all capital letters.
The eyes is so funny to me.
Yeah, the eyes of March. It really is a very awful effect, but in the most charming way.
So funny.
And it's a little bit spooky.
Yeah, I'm good for her. She should be trapped in there.
But did she get trapped in there or did she like put herself in there?
It's not really explained. But
That's what I'm
think
saying.
that's
Maybe she's like,
just-
I don't know.
That's just like her curse of life is to be trapped in the
Good
trophy.
girl. I think she got off
wanted
easy.
her eternal youth in her cheerleading, and she
Yeah,
had
she
it.
can just stare at all the other high schoolers and just she like starts a drama channel on YouTube. She's like just watching the kids walk by and she just gets all the team.
Hey, and she's gonna see some interesting things in the halls of Sunnydale for years to come.
Sunnydale High.
So that's the witch. And yeah, our next episode we'll be talking about season
Angel,
1,
right?
episode 7.
Angel. I cannot wait to figure out what that's
What
about.
the fuck is happening?
Yes,
and
girl.
that'll come out on February 8th. So we won't be covering, I think there's like 3 episodes that we won't be covering,
Yeah.
but maybe at the beginning of that we can give a little of just like the important things that we
sounds great.
missed.
That sounds cute.
And yeah, I'm very excited to meet Angel.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy A.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Because because I saw the next episode already. So
Right.
and it's like she's like wearing his jacket.
Interesting.
And he is kind of smooth.
Oh,
He's kind of hot.
Help,
He's kind of
help.
hot.
Free me from this prison. What do you think of this episode? Can you free me from this prison?
Can you free me from my trophy in the trophy cabinet?
You let us know. In the comments on YouTube, on Twitter at FearQueersPod, on Instagram at LGBTQVHS.
And Gmail, fearqueers@gmail.com.
And I hope y'all are enjoying this show. It's been really fun. I love talking about this.
I love watching Buffy like this.
Yeah, it's actually really fun.
Good.
And it's slay and
Slim.
And I think that's it.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching. We love you so much. And we'll see you for Angel.
Yeah. And until next time.
Slay FRIGHTS.
Macho man.
If the apocalypse comes, beat me.